In this video series, so what we are going to do, we are going to add a PHP handler that can just allow us to handle that form. But because we are using this locally, we are going to try to echo the result. Now, before we get started, make sure that you have your server up and running. All right, and then as you can see here, I have the form ready. So if you're a little bit confused, you can go back to our previous videos to see how to get that form, how to make that form as well. All right, so to get started, what we are going to do in our form, we'll have to just uh, add the ender. To do so, we are going to create an action, and then into that action, we are going to create a name, like you can call it handler -php, and then we are going to give it a method. This is gonna be post. All right, so in PHP you have a lot of method and global variables, but we can just discuss it a little bit. So now what we are going to do, we are going to create a new file, Control N, and then I'm going to just let me go ahead and copy that name to make sure that I get it correctly. Copy, Control S, and then I can just Control V and paste it. So this is gonna be my handler. Alright, so now what we are going to do, let's just go ahead and get started in PHP. So before we get started in PHP, you have to add this. Let's see, PHP, and then you close it right here. Alright, so inside of here, this is where you can just add your code. So what we are going to do here, we are going to just request a method. We are going to create a couple like global variables. So let me try to start typing first. You can say if, and we're gonna declare that global variable. To declare a variable, you have to put a $sign. You call it server. There we go. And then the variable name, we can say a request method. And then you can say equal post. And then because this is a statement, we have to open this bracket. So what is this? So this server right here, this is a super global variable that contains information about the current request, including the request method. In PHP, you have a couple methods. You have the get, post, put, delete, add options. For example, the get is a request method that use when they use a request a resource like a web page. The post method is the request method used when they use a submitted form. And then you can have action like put, delete, etc. So let's just go ahead. What we are going to do here, as you can see from our HTML here, we have name, we have email, and we have message. So we declare the name for them. So what we can do, we can just create a variable for each one of them. All right, so let's just make sure that we do it properly. Let's just add some comment. I can just say check if the form has been submitted. All right, and then now we need to get the form data. All right, this is where we're gonna create the variables. Okay, so the first one is for name, because this is the data that we are going to get. If you come here, we need to, when users enter name, email, and message and hit submit, this is the information that we want to retrieve. So now we are going to just create a variable called name. Can I just say equal to what? A pause method, and then inside of this we can just call it name. And then we are going to do the same for email. Email equal can say post equal $sign post, and then the variable name is email, and then the last one is message equal $sign post message. Now yeah, let me just close this, because if you don't close it, this is still open. There we go. So we have this right here. Now we can just we actually, this is how we retrieve the data. What we're gonna do with that data now let's just display the data. Okay, we're gonna see display the form data. And then now in PHP, if you want to display something, what you can do, you can just echo it. Now if it was like on a server that you want to just get this form, you want to send this to a specific email, this is where you will just add that logic to do that. But in our case, because this is inside a local machine, I can just echo it so you guys can see. You can say echo. All right, what the argument is here, we can say that we're gonna just have a header. That's the beauty. We can just add the HTML h2. It's like for the header. We can call it form submission, and then we can just close it. h2. There we go. And then this is this is what we're gonna see at the when users click submit. You're gonna say, okay, there's this form submission. It's the same if you were to receive it on your email as well. Now let's just retrieve the data from every single variable. We can say echo. Okay, now we can say we can just give it some style. We can say paragraph, and inside that paragraph we can just make sure that it is bold. In order to get it bold, you can just put the strong and say email, and then this is gonna just close it strong. This is like HTML right now, and then we have to just let's see here. Oh, name is first, so we can just say name. There we go, name strong, and then now we're gonna have to retrieve that variable name. Okay, and then we can close that paragraph that we open. All right, and then what we can do, I can just copy this because it's gonna be the same repetitive task. I'm going to paste it twice. I'm going to change the name. The name gonna be email, and then change this to email, and then we're gonna change this to message. You're gonna see this is gonna be bold, and then we're gonna say message. The same way the variable was. All right, so now this is we have to know that we have an if statement here. Yeah, now we can say else, because if the form is not submitted, or the action we can take, we can say okay, else. Okay, we can just comment if the form hasn't been submitted, display this error message. Alright, we can just echo. Alright, inside that echo right here, we can just put a paragraph. gonna call it error. Form not submitted, something like that. And then we can just go ahead and just close it out. Or let me just, yeah. Alright, so as you can see, this is pretty straightforward. The only thing that can be like, difficult to understand is the request method. As I explained, this is like a super global variable that, contain the information about the current request that we are making. And then a post method request, what it is a request, it is used, to submit. A post method. Get method is used, to request a resource like a web page. So when you request a resource to a web page, you do a get request. All right. So now what we can do, we can make sure that everything looks fine, and then we can just save, and then let's go there and just refresh that page. Now I'm going to put that name, that cyber guy, email, example. Okay, we can say that cyber guy at example.com, and then message. This is a test that shows how to handle a form using HTML, CSS, and PHP. Okay, hit submit. Alright, so this here on page on 19, we have an error right here. But many times on PHP, if they say line 19 is probably 18, as you can see, we'll probably miss like something right here, like one of those symbols. Let's just go back right here on 19. Let's see what's going on. Let's verify to see. Yeah, I see what the error is. See, I just missed that comma right here. This is, this is how programming is, can be very interesting. But I'm glad that this wasn't a lot of line of code. It was only 18. Let's just save and just try again. I can actually go back, and then let's just try again. As you can see, from submission. Oh yeah, let me, that cyber guy, make sure that I get it right. See, name, that cyber guy, email, that email, and then this is the message. But what if I just, let me see here, if I try to just, as you can see here, there's no input validation. So next thing that we're gonna do next time, we are going to try to put input validation. For example, if users doesn't put anything, the form shouldn't be submitted. Okay, I hope this video was useful for you. If you found it useful, make sure that you subscribe, like, and share, because we are providing a lot of resources for you to learn cybersecurity programming, and we're going to talk about cloud and the entire technology stack. All right, thank you.